So I already made my point that I think snacking is BS in my previous two videos, but I'm here to show you my top 3 snacks for those moments when you just can't have a full meal. In the previous video, we talked about what to look for in a snack. We talked about keeping it high protein, looking for fiber, focusing on healthy fats, and then lastly, really thinking about carbohydrates because they are going to spike your glucose and in turn, they're gonna make you hungry. I'll give you 3 recommendations. One's gonna be salty, another one's gonna be salty and sweet for those that like that mix, and then the last is gonna be a staple for sweet snacks. For the salty snack, I would go for something like quick protein. Think of beef jerky, canned tuna, canned fish, any sort of protein that's like really quick and accessible that you can take on the go. And then you can pair that. I prefer to have a can of tuna where I'll crack open the can, put a little bit of salt and pepper, and then olive oil is my source of fat for that. So that's a quick one for me. If you want to go with beef jerky, then you can do something as simple as beef jerky and maybe a couple of chips. You know, just keep the portion, do a little bit of portion control when it comes to chips. But as long as you're having enough protein with the beef jerky, you're going to be all right. Now, if you're craving something salty and sweet, really simple. I'm a huge fan of cottage cheese. You can also use one of the proteins that we talked about with a salty snack. What you can do is pair that quick protein with something with a low glycemic index like an apple or a pear. So you could have maybe a can of tuna with an apple, or you could do beef jerky and a pear. It really just depends. You could even do, if you fancy it, you can do something like cottage cheese and maybe some berries where you kind of mix that up or sprinkle a little bit of honey if you want. Lastly, if you're craving something sweet and you want a snack and you want to keep it healthy, there isn't a bigger staple than yogurt and berries. Yogurt is high protein and has probiotics, and berries are full of antioxidants, fiber, and are pretty low in sugar. So this is kind of a staple. If you want to do something a little bit more hearty, then I would recommend something like a protein oatmeal. You can mix a little bit of yogurt, a little bit of protein powder, and some oatmeal and kind of achieve a similar result. You can sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon so you don't have a huge insulin spike, but other than that, those are my recommendations. So tell me what your favorite snacks are in the comment, and if you want any set of swaps or replacements, feel free to also ask for those. And don't forget to follow for more content like this.